This is the River Guden near the little town of Silkeborg in Denmark, and tomorrow 80 English anglers will come here to fish in the Woodbine Challenge Grand Final, the richest angling competition of its kind in the world, with a total of £5,000 cash in prizes. The winner tomorrow will pick up £2,000. Now, why have 80 English anglers come all the way from England to fish here? Well, I'll show you. The River Guden must be the finest roach fishing river in the world. It's clean, it's fast, it's got a lovely healthy growth of weed, but more important still, it's got a fantastic population of roach. And there's one now. And it's going like a little bomb, it really is. Come on, my lovely. I'll swing him in. Whoops, come along then. There, a typical Guden roach. Shining silver scales, bright red fins, weight about 7 ounces. Back into the water with him then. Now, not every swim tomorrow will be as good as this one. Some will be a little worse, some will be better. And the thing that's going to decide what kind of a swim an angler gets, well, that's happening tomorrow. That is the all-important peg draw.
Good morning, gentlemen. We're about to make the draw, and before we do, I've one or two announcements. The first one, if you haven't got one already, there's a packed lunch and a bottle of beer in this thing at the back here. Secondly, we're going to start at 11:30 and we fish until 4:30. Thirdly, there will be 2 lifts down by bus to the bank, and there'll be this Tommy Blackledge and Stan Smith will be at the top organising the buses, and when your number is called, please go and with your tackle to these chaps and they'll put you right. It'll save you all time and milling around for the bus that you want. Now, there's nothing more, I don't think, to say, only to wish you the best of luck. And there could only be one winner, as you all know better than I need to tell you. And if the weather holds, I'm sure you'll have a day that you'll all remember for a long time. Right, sir. The first gentleman to draw, come forward, please. All these envelopes. Take your pick.
Come round to the right-hand side of the table, please. Orderly queue.
And pass along here and receive your finalist badge.
Name?
Tony.
Name? BP's swim 21. BP's 21. LD Smith swim 45.
That's a good peg. Swim 45 is a good peg. What's happening now is the anglers are all gathered around, and although it's a nasty, misty morning and quite cold, they're not even noticing the weather, because the only thing they can think of is what peg are they going to get. Will it fish well? Or will it be one of those difficult ones? I just heard that someone's got peg 73. Whoever's got that one has got a darn good swim.
28.
A. Harrington. There, Cap.
A. Harrington.
28.
36. Garibaldi, number 1.
That's the peg.
Jeff Salisbury, number 3. R. Morey, 22.
Right, this one.
Steve Golding, 51.
Right.
M. Wells, number 13.
Never mind, have a look at that.
58.
Unlucky, eh? What do you think about your peg? 13, that's what it is, isn't it? I hope it's better.
76. G. Jones, 39.
The draw's nearly finished, and rumours are flying thick and fast as confetti.
20.
The facts are that the best pegs are going to be from 1 to 18 and from 71 to 80. So it seems that the 2 extreme ends of the course are going to produce the winning bags, but we'll see what happens at the end of the match.
Tackle on the van now, please.
I've not lost the maggot.
A lot of people stress.
But I prepared them beforehand by adding a lot of fresh sawdust to them. In fact, we called in at a pet shop in Bristol and bought 12.5p's worth of sawdust for this purpose. And we sieved them in the car park in Bristol, and here you are. Perfect maggots, gentlemen.
A lot of people lost maggots. They put them in these bags, you see, canvas or linen bags, and the maggots sweat up, you see, and then they block all the holes up in the canvas, and then you get well, no, they suffocate and stifle, you see.
I think you enter it to just to come, you know, to be able to come over here and try it, you know. You sort of hear of all these fabulous roach catches, and to us, like, it's something out of this world.
Ethan. Ken, how are you doing?
Just feel the big roach, you know, I've had a bit of pipe trouble.
Pipe trouble?
Yes. It's moved them out a bit now, they've gone.
But
back slowly, you know, they're just coming back now.
So you lost your roach at one stage, did you?
Yeah.
How big do you think the pipe was? Any idea?
Well, it must have been a good one, you know. It was a fair-sized roach what I'd got on. It was bending rod about like this, like.
Yeah.
It must have been a fair-sized bite to take a roach like that.
A roach that size and the pike took it?
Yeah. Yes, took it straight off. Hook and lot. Bottom length like. Just whipped him off.
Well, Ken, the roach have come back now, lad.
I don't know. Slowly. Beautiful fishing, isn't it, this? Beautiful.
And the rocket fired by Mr. Linhart Olsen of Silkeborg signals the start of the Woodbine Grand Final, the moment the anglers have been awaiting for the past 12 months. And at peg 64, we find John Crossman, angling journalist, beginning his big day. He's got a 14-foot rod, stiff action at the tip, perfect for the Gooden roach. And at peg 5, Tony Rees of Worksop making an excellent start and holding his rod high above his head to lift the fish clear of the waterside weed. Up and over and safely in the hand. And upstream at peg 6, R. Watson of Salford. And at peg 50, Dennis Walsh of Manchester. He's got a difficult weedy swim and he hits his fish viciously and drags him through the thick clinging weed. And next door, at peg 49, the only lady finalist, Mrs. Sylvia Kemp. Sylvia is a tiny woman and she's dwarfed by that 13.5-foot rod she's using. But it's obviously a very light match fishing rod because she can handle it nicely with one hand. But will you look at her elbow and see how she takes the weight of the rod at the elbow, leaving the hands free to manipulate the line and the reel. She's using 3-pound breaking strain line, a number 14 hook baited with 3 maggots, and she's using them with deadly effect. At peg 61, Nicky Isles of Bristol, the manager of a fishing tackle shop, has been hitting the fish from the start at an estimated 20 pounds per hour. He's into one now. Fish comes to hand, in the net in a twinkling, and with a nice economy of movement, he casts the same bait out. It hits the water and he's watching it like a hawk as it goes trotting, trotting, trotting down the stream. And at peg 60, Northerner Norman Hewitt from St. Helens, a good angler, but that keep net not yet in the water, tells its own sad story. Not a bite yet. But back at peg 61, Nicky Isles gets yet another fish. Over the keep net for safety. Off the hook in the net. A quick flick out. Float hits the water. Couple of maggots, out for ground bait, and he's away again. And at peg 62 we find Southerner Terry Harrison of Crawley. He's the only man today who's fished on 2 previous Gooden finals. This is his 3rd trip to the Gooden, and if anyone should know this river, he's the man. He's got a very wide stretch, and I suspect that eventually he'll start picking up bream, because here the water is slow, perfect for those big, flat fish. And a real fisherman's collapsed hat sported by Eddie Cameron of Coventry at peg 53. At peg 47, I find Ken Salt of Longleat from the far bank. And he's making it run down, parallel to the bank, until it disappears. And I'm sure that he must have fantastic eyesight.
Well, you know, I heard you say that someone's catching 4 a minute. And if someone's catching 4 a minute, you know, that'll reason, you know, even if they're that big, to complete with the distance I'm going out, I've got to catch fish a pound a piece each time.
Kenny Giles, international angler, fishes for Birmingham. He caught the heaviest weight of fish in English